Good morning from the west coast of Wales. Monika and I today are going to head off 48 minutes along the coast to a little town called Porthmadog. Apologies for my pronunciation. Now this is meant to be a lovely little town, but what makes it so special is that there's a beautiful stretch of beach that I believe, and I hope I'm right here, you're allowed to legally drive your car or ride your motorbike on. So we're going to head there. The road should hug the entire length of the coast, I hope, if Google Maps is correct. And we'll see if it's true, if you are actually allowed to ride a motorbike on Porthmadog Beach, which I think is called Black Sands Beach in Wales. So we'll take you with us, hopefully a bit of a ride on the beach and maybe grab a coffee in the little town. We've loved it. We've spent the past 2 days. So we had yesterday off, no riding at all, just enjoying it in the beautiful town where we're staying in Barmouth, just down there. And the scenery here really is beautiful. We took a ride in the Fiat, or driving the Fiat around Snowdonia National Park. Scenery around here, spectacular. So I'm hoping this stretch of coast up this way is equally as nice as Snowdonia National Park, which is directly behind Monika over there. It's blue sky that way, but if you pan the camera that way, the clouds are closing in. So we have no idea what to expect weather-wise. Although I should say the weather is infinitely better today than it was yesterday, so I think we've made the right decision filming on today. And it's Friday, and it's lunchtime when we're riding the bike, so what more do you need? The lanes in Wales and the roads are all so tight that it's almost impossible to stop. So you're going along beautiful roads with scenery you want to stop and take a look at, take a picture of. But if you have anything bigger than a 3 Series Beamer coming, one either side in opposite directions, then there is chaos because the cars just can't fit. It's so tightly packed on the roads. But if you do manage to find somewhere, this is, I think, probably one of the most beautiful stretches of UK coast I've seen. Beautiful white sandy beaches with just one house here on the grassland before the coast. Just one wooden house, and right here in front of it, I don't know if you can pick it up, the rail line goes just in front of the house here. And you can see around the house they've mown their lawn about 5 meters around the house, and then you've just got the heathland around it. Looks like it's from Norway or something like that. It's beautiful, and all the mountains in the distance just hugging along the coast all the way down to the peninsula there. And there's the train.
Oh!
Just a tiny one, I think, going back and forth, 2 carriages. It's a bit like it's from a fantasy land. It's also perfect, isn't it? It's a really nice part of the UK here.
It's just for safety reasons, yeah.
Okay. Has that always been the case?
Yeah, always.
Okay. Thanks anyway. Cheers.
Anyways, you swim out there if you want, yeah.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you. We got there, went up to the booth, and the man said, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Motorbikes are not allowed on Blackrock Sands Beach. And I said, has that always been the case? Yes, it has, due to safety reasons. Motorbikes can't go on the beach. I'm almost certain I've seen many bikers using that beach, but there's some advice for anyone coming to Blackrock Sands Beach in Wales. Only for cars, but it looks so beautiful. We've parked up the bike. It's literally just 100 metres that way, so we'll walk and go and see the beach as well. I'm slightly heartbroken, but it's just so hard when you look on Google and you see, yes, it's a beach for driving, and I couldn't see anywhere obvious where it said no motorbikes. I'm just glad we didn't specifically do a 5 or 6 hour drive or ride here on the bike, you know, specifically to go to the beach, and then you have to turn around. So at least it's only 30 minutes away or so, but yeah, I can't lie, it's a bit disappointing.
Need to come back to the Fiat.
Do you know what, we could actually, couldn't we? Yeah. It looks stunning though, the beach, so let's go and have a look at it, because this whole area is definitely a beauty spot. The road getting down here, the beach looks huge, white sand, so we'll go and have a look. This isn't Wales. This must be Australia. It's, I would say, and I think Monika would agree, probably the finest beach I've seen in the UK.
Yes, absolutely.
It's stunning, and it's a beautiful beach, but with the lifestyle, so everyone parking their 4x4s or even their normal cars here, you get some groups parked up next to each other. Got a bit of cricket going on down there as well. It's a lifestyle that's really, really rare to see in the UK. It's spectacular. Turquoise water, white sand, a beach as far as the eye can see, stretching all the way down there with cars dotted along as well. As far as the eye can see, I think you can pretty much pick your spot where you want to camp up in your car. You can stay overnight, people have got their food, their drinks here. I'll show you one more thing, Monika, as well. You can see how far the sea comes up all the way here. It's low tide now. I'll walk over there in a second, but you've got to be careful if you go in the water, because some of these jellyfish that I've seen washed up are gigantic. There are about 4 more over there dotted around. Whoa. So that's what's in the water at the moment, but this is a very special place. You can't bike here, but in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter. Just take a car and make a weekend of it. I think Monika and I, when we just came in to the entrance here, our jaws dropped at how pretty it is here, and a castle right in the distance over there on the little mound. Very special place. It feels like Australia as well now. It's properly warm. Monika, she won't film herself because she's shy. She looks absolutely ridiculous. People here are in bikinis, shorts and t-shirts, and Monika looks like she's heading to the Arctic. She's dressed in full-on winter gear. You leave in the morning, looking outside, half the people are in shorts and t-shirts in Wales, and half the people are in with woolly hats and scarves, and you have no idea what to expect. We got lucky today. It's lovely weather, but we dressed for winter. flapjack. That is the first time I've ever had that. Delicious. Monika, would you like to know the best way to insult a Welshman?
Maybe not here, no.
Call him English. I don't know if the TV is different in Wales and England, but I was watching TV yesterday and it was about a Welsh surfer, and he said that every time he heads off around the world, the one thing he cannot stand is when someone calls him English. Call him British, that's fine, but if you call a Welshman English, you're in trouble. And the same applies to Scotland as well, and probably the same applies to Ireland as well. Call any of our neighbours English, it is the biggest insult. But from my experience, I should say, the Welsh are a lovely bunch, really, really friendly. And in this coffee shop here, I was just chatting to the gentleman working behind the bar. He's got a Ducati Monster 821, but he's looking to get a Himalayan because in Wales they are spoilt with off-road roads. You've got Snowdonia over here, Wrekin Beacons down in the south, and right in the middle between Snowdonia, Wrekin Beacons, you've got the Ellen Valley as well. And everywhere around there is just full of off-roading potential. It's, I would probably say, along with Scotland, Wales is the UK's little bit of biking heaven, both on-road and off-road. It's superb, and we've got just outside a...
Sports bike.
This is Monika's having to tell me, I cannot tell what it is. I think it says Suzuki.
It is Suzuki.
Thank you, Monika. Suzuki sports bike outside as well. Perfect little pairing. I'm not actually that used to doing the centre stand now because it's been since my Suzuki Bandit that I've used it. We did a detour off the main road just to see what these tiny little lanes are like in Wales, and we stopped off next to this old abandoned house. Just placed my hand in some bird poo there with everything that's just completely collapsed. Have a look at that. This would be the first floor. Just completely collapsed. It's all wood and it's just rotted away. And look at the back wall there. All of the moss growing on it.
Wow.
And clearly this road was blocked off because you've got a colossal tree here chopped in the middle so you can pass the road. I mean, this would have been someone's house with the wall carrying on along to that tree there, and then a stream just behind it. I can hear what's, I think, a Royal Enfield in the background, actually. Monika, I tell you what, pass me the camera. I'll just pop down here.
Be careful.
I promise I will. Because I can hear the stream going in the distance. Can see bits of the old roof, the aluminium there just dotted around the place, and all of the stones and the trees covered in moss. Wow, completely untouched and unspoilt everywhere. This would have been, I guess, the barrier. Just get the wire out the way. This would have been the barrier at the end of someone's garden from however long ago it would have been. So the circumference would have been the wall here. You can see the moss covering the stones all the way around here with that gigantic tree in the garden. And there's the old little, I assume, farmhouse. I'll just quickly pop in here to see if there's anything interesting. Nothing at all, but I can see that doorway's been bricked in with loads of slate, one on top of the other. Wow. In fact, you can see it did used to have a metal window frame, but there's very little left there now. Monika's just told me that she's almost certain this would have been an animal shelter, and I think she may be right, because I just saw a bit of hay on the top of the first floor, the last little bit that hasn't collapsed. So she's probably right, and she's got a little bit more experience about this kind of thing than I have, so I'll trust Monika. We'll wrap it up there. Thank you for coming along with both of us today. Tomorrow, bright and early, I'm heading directly down south to, I want to try and do the Elm Valley, Brecon Beacons, and maybe spend a bit of time in the southern bit of Wales, but it may be wishful thinking. There's just so much I still want to see in Wales, and I want to try and cram in as much as possible tomorrow, but it all depends on if I wake up early enough. So thank you so much everyone for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.